What's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Ladosha Wright, the author of Curly Hair Adventures, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, and of course over on Patreon, which you guys can also subscribe to. My membership is a free ebook for all of you licensed professionals titled What? The Beauty and Barber Survival Plan, How to Survive During Pandemics, Wars, and Crises. That's free from me to you, to all of my people out here in the industry that's trying to, get it together. All right, so this video is going to be really cool and simple. And it's one of those questions that people always ask at the hair salon. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are my regular, what's up, SA? What's up, everybody? All right, so here's one of the questions that we get asked all the time in the hair salon. What is the difference between a haircut and a hair trim? Have you ever asked that question? People are, a lot of people have had some very traumatic experiences when it comes to having their hair trimmed, cut, clipper cut, shaved, you name it. People have had some pretty bad experiences. And when that happens, some people are afraid, some people are like never. Some of it is culturally. I grew up in a home where you cannot cut your hair because your father's gonna get you. Were you allowed to get your hair cut when you were a kid? Yeah, so she wasn't either. So it's just a cultural thing depending on, how you're brought up. You're not allowed to get your hair cut. I never had a hair trim growing up in my life, and my hair was like, oh my gosh. But I wasn't trying to look like this either, you know what I'm saying? So it varies from person to person. It also varies from culture to culture when it comes to cutting hair. So it's up to you to how you want to do it. But the answer to the question is, what is the difference between a haircut and a hair trim? So number one, what do you think the answer is between a haircut and a hair? Here's a real customer here. What do you think the answer is, the difference between a haircut and a hair trim?
I would think a trim is just to keep your ends trimmed so that they can grow, but a haircut is more for a style.
Okay, so she said a trim is to help the hair grow and a haircut is for the style, all right? Well, I tell y'all, these hair salons got y'all on bit, okay? They done worked a number on y'all with these fancy words. I'm just gonna keep it 100 about what they don't tell you at the hair salon. Now, you can get all this stuff in my book if you're tired of looking at me on these YouTube channels. But here's the truth of the matter is, there is no difference between a haircut and a hair trim. It's just what? Semantics. This is America. If you are not from America, welcome to the Terror Dome. That's right, in the infamous words of my favorite rapper of all times, Chuck D is in the house, all right? So yeah, welcome to the Terror Dome. America loves to do what I was taught by one of my professors in college. If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, then baffle them with bullshit. That's what we like to do here in America. So haircuts and hair trims are definitely one of those terminologies where we're just baffling you with brilliance, but we're getting your money with some bullshit, all right? So here's the truth. Philip Pelusi teaches, it's not how much you take off, it's how much you leave on. That's really the difference in haircuts. So depending on what you're trying to do to your hair is going to determine for us as technicians how much we should take off. You should have some say-so in what you want to see off and how you want your hairstyle to look. However, there's always a but, don't you? Do it in the butt. Oh, sorry, not that kind of butt. Okay. There's always a but. But you can't tell the stylist how to cut your hair. It just ain't going. I know what y'all. I ain't having it. No, you don't understand. Because I got. Calm down, Gina. Calm down, Felicia. Calm down, Karen. Calm down, Kilolo. Hassan, calm down. Okay. You can't tell us how to cut your hair. You want to know why? Because there are so many hair cutting techniques to achieve the goal that you want to see happen with your hair. What I would look for to make sure that your licensed professional can really do your hair. You see what's on our walls over here? certificates, okay? Like different certificates, not just one. Or something that your stylist or your barber is showing you that they're constantly getting education. Also, look for some type of validation from the company that like they'll like their comments, or you'll see them take a picture with the person, something like that to let you know that there's a relationship, that education is ongoing. That's one. On the other token, you do have some licensed professionals who've never been to a hair show or anything, and they asses can just cut some hair. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I ain't one of those professionals, but they do exist, okay? The other thing is you do have people who don't have license and they can do it as well. I ain't one of those people. I have my license, so I'm going to speak to licensed people. However, if your grandma's cutting your hair, your grandma's cutting your hair. You don't need me to say don't let her cut your hair. But the difference between a haircut and a hair trim is truly semantics. It's how much you're going to take off, what words you want to use. So typically trims, because you're still going to cut the hair. That's what I'm just trying to get you guys to understand. Haircut just evokes like, no, I'm afraid. To children, these can look like, needles. They don't look very user-friendly. So it depends on how you're just introduced to the actual, technique and the actual, shears themselves. So that's really what I want you guys to understand, that the difference between a haircut and a trim is semantics. Because best believe, I want to trim her hair. But you know what I'm going to have to do to trim it? You got it. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut the ham sandwich out of it too. All right, so there are many techniques that you can use to cut the hair. The words will make it seem user-friendly. Trim denotes that we're just going to take a little bit off. Haircuts, they speak to like precision cuts, pixies, bobs, whatever. But you can trim a bob and it's going to look just as nice. You can trim a pixie, you can cut a pixie. Whatever words, spice it, dice it. All these point cutting. There's so many terminologies to get you guys to, feel the fanciness, the artistry, and all of it, all right? So that is truly the difference between a haircut and a hair trim. She doesn't have a lot, to come off, but we're just gonna go throughout the hair and just get these little wispies. You can't see them too good. Just get them off of here because she doesn't want her hair cut off. So, and I'm just going like, literally into the interior because down here she's looking, pretty good, but she's been wearing ponytails. She's got some corona hair, jumping off here. So we're just gonna get some of these little wispies off. I am doing a point cutting technique so I can get all the little fibers, in between. Now, hair cutting techniques are like cell phones, everybody got one, okay? So make sure you're going to a professional, again, who is trained in this and they have some type of certification. And everybody has their own little way of doing things. But believe it or not, there is a method to the madness, all right? So I'm just gonna let you guys see how I'm doing this here very quickly. And they don't take all day. Now your precision cuts are gonna be a lot more work than what I'm doing because you're gonna be sculpting and crafting out a wonderful, new thing. But here we're like just gonna dust the ends up. But again, the wordplay is semantics. So I am cutting her hair in order to take just a little bit off. But to make you feel better, we're going to say trim, or we might say a light dusting. You see that? A little dusting, okay? Or we might say, let's try this again. We might say point cutting, okay? So we're gonna slice or part, whatever word you want to, okay? So we're gonna comb the hair, or we might say sculpt, okay, all right? And then we're just gonna follow the shape of the direction of the hair growth pattern, or you might say comb it so it doesn't hurt, okay, all right? You see where I'm going with this? And then we're just gonna do a little point cutting because it just sounds fancy, but best believe I'm cutting the ham sandwich out of those ends, okay? All right, and she's really trusting me. And as you can see, the length is staying. It's not really coming off because I'm not taking so much off because this is a trim, okay? All right, so cutting hair kind of reminds me of like, you know, those little, those little hustlers out here like, yeah, money, just give me $5, I'll give you $5 back, and you look up, oh, you just took my money, okay? You're being hustled, all right? So it's the same type of, wordplay there. You know, you say nice words to make you think something isn't gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. They're gonna take your money. If you play 3-card Molly, you're not going to win. How do I know? I played it. Yep, I ain't gonna lie. Yep, y'all remember in summer school? I mean, those summer snipe jobs in Cleveland, we call them snipe jobs. And you get on the bus, and there's the people. They're all together as a team, and you think you're gonna win. And they put that little P under those cards, and they're gonna let you win. You know, they're gonna let you win that first time. And then when you the third time, you're ready to put up your whole summer job check. You remember that? You ever play 3-card Molly? Oh my goodness, 3-card Molly is gonna get you. I feel like I'm doing one of those videos off of, remember Versus with Teddy Riley and Babyface? That man at the bottom of the screen was like this. Okay, all right, so yeah, so don't fall for the okie doke with these words, but trimming and hair cutting is like terminology that we use in the beauty business, the industry, the barber shops, to make you guys, feel comfortable. But like I said, as you can see with that technique, I am going to cut the ham sandwich out of her hair, and I'm not cutting it off. And so it's a little bit of word play. So there, yeah, and I'm gonna do point cutting again, whoop, whoop, whoop. But I'm cutting it. I'm using the term point cutting because it's fancy. And oh yeah, she gonna pay for that word, by the way. I ain't playing now, hold on now. She's gotta pay for that fancy word. Let's get these little, now fringe, like fringe. How many of us have them? Okay, so fringe are also called bangs, all right? So these are all salon, barbershop, master hair designer, whatever word you want to use. These are all the terminology or semantics that we like to use to help you feel comfortable. They are true terminologies. They're not a joke. So these are not fringe benefits, okay? These are actually bangs or fringe, okay? So, and if we want to get real fancy, we'll use some French word like voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Okay? All right, so we can do some of that too if we want. There is no such hair cutting as called voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir. That would be Lady Marmalade, okay? That is not a hair cutting technique, so please do not go into the hair salon. I would like the voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir cut. Patti LaBelle gonna get you if you steal her word, so don't do that. So there you have it, a nice little classic shape up. She has a bob. She's growing this out. She's gonna keep it nice and, with some soft layers on it. Real simple. There you have it. The difference between a haircut and a hair trim is what? Semantics, all right? It's just semantics. As far as the price, you're gonna get what you pay for. If you get a free trim, I don't know about free trims. Don't do the free trims unless, it's gonna come with your service. Watch out for those free haircuts, those free trims, because sometimes what they'll do is they'll just comb the hair straight down and they'll trim it, and when you lift up, you know what happens? All the hair is all broken off. All underneath here, all the hair has broken off. Why? Because they're not shaping it up, and as Chris Blue would say, the ends will cut itself. So they'll start splitting up and tearing, and they'll just snap off. So you need to invest in your haircuts per the recommendation of your barber and cosmetologist. Don't y'all be watching these, that's what I said, don't y'all be watching these videos telling y'all, how to do this. No, listen to your cosmetologist. We promote lunar haircuts haircuts here. We also promote volumetrics haircuts. We also do precision haircuts. We do barber cuts. We do tapering. So, and we do lineups. So those are all the different semantics that we use to cut hair here, but all salons do not do lunar cuts and all this other volumetrics, whatever you want to call it, okay? So make sure that you are listening to your licensed cosmetologist and your barber. Put your dates on your calendar so you'll know when it's time. Please pre-book those appointments. Don't come in saying, oh, today can you cut my hair? Hell no, we can't do that. It's a pandemic, number one. Number two, it's very rude to the customer that's coming after you. So it's not a really good practice to come to the hair salon and ask for something the day of, because it's just disrespectful. Most cosmetologists and barbers are booking, scheduled. And so if you come in and you ask for this trim, even though it only took me about 10 minutes, guess what? That's 10 minutes into the next customer's time. And in the cosmetology world, 10 minutes is about $100 and a very bad attitude, all right? No, so I'm just joking. Let's be kind and be mindful and go ahead on and pre-book. Schedule your appointments in advance. There are some great benefits to keeping your hair shaped up. It styles easy. The ends will grow, will stay strong. It doesn't make your hair grow. Don't try. Hey, I don't want to hear nothing about no. When you cut your ends, it make your hair grow. No, the only thing that makes your hair grow are your hormones. Cutting your ends does not make your hair grow. Cutting your ends, it keeps your ends from splitting so that as it grows, it doesn't do what? Break off. Holla! All right, y'all. I'm going to see y'all later. Check out me on Patreon, also on all my social media platforms. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your cousins, your peeps, your baby mamas, your wives, your girlfriend. Do what y'all got to do to get me out here and let everybody know that I am the hairstylist who care, because what they don't tell you at the hair salon, I will. Peace, love, and hair. And if you ain't got no hair, listen to Nas. Okay? Everybody's Pisces. Woo!